In reading some of Mr. Hassan's writings, you get the sense that he didn't just think this was up to the courts. He felt like the other branches of government had a role in this, and that we do too. What does the executive branch have as a role here? What kind of a role does the legislative branch have, and what's on us?
Yeah, so I mean, we all have a role, right? We have government of the people, by the people, and for the people, right? The people have a role, all the branches have a role. So what role does the executive have? Well, the executive is executing the law, right? They are carrying out the law. One of the laws they're supposed to carry out is respecting religious diversity and religious freedom, right? And so they have to carry out their constitutional obligations. They have obligations that have been laid down by Congress, where Congress says, okay, federal government, when you're doing this, you have to, for example, not steamroll the burial ground of the Native Americans, which is one of the cases we've had, right? Where some agency's building a highway and they say, oh, we don't care that this is sacred Native American ground, we're just gonna forge right through it, right? So the executive has an obligation to follow the law and respect religious liberty. The Congress has an obligation. They are also sworn to uphold the Constitution, and many, many times Congress will lay down rules saying, when the federal government is doing things, we have to respect religion in this way. Even in prisons, even in our prisons, people who've done very bad things and earned their time in prison, we have said as a society that they get religious liberty. And that's a good thing, that's a right thing, because they're still human beings, they still ought to get liberty, and that's because the Supreme Court and the Constitution and Congress have all gotten together and said, we're going to do that.
Right, you may lose your rights, but you don't lose your human dignity.